Alright, we are live. Let's pull the comment monitor up. Should be able to help on over to my channel. Alright. Yes, we have comments running. Yay. Hi. So, I'm building a sound isolation recording box. Finally, I set out to do this probably a year ago. So, let me tell you what the premise of this is. This is, make a simple little recording booth here. Let's move my microphone out of the way. We'll go ahead and open up the box here. Oh, this stuff. I'm going to have to put this downstairs, so for now we'll set it to the side. Downstairs, so we put it on this. Probably shouldn't just grab stuff by the cord like that, but it just happened. So, this is empty. Then, let me grab a little bit of sound foam for demonstration here. So, let's put the phone there where I can see, hey, when watching. So this is sound foam. This is a somewhat thin sound foam. Actually, now I'm putting you down on the floor. So the point of sound foam is it helps things sound better, especially when you're recording with a microphone. So if you get a box like this, and then you stuff in the box with sound foam, then you've got a nice, very well sound isolated box that won't pick up a lot of echo or noise like you're probably hearing on the microphone right now. And then there is still some behind you that's not isolated, but that's okay. Because I guess worst case, I do have some foam I can set up behind me, but your body should block most of the escaping sound waves, and you'll get a good recording, and your microphone goes in the middle of this. Give me 1 second. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be building. Now, I do have this very, very tall 2 pieces of sound foam that I bought that were expensive, more expensive than the little ones. And I was going to originally use those because they're nice and big and thick, which helps too. They're probably, what is this? They're about twice as thick, maybe 3 times as thick as the thin foam. I was going to use that because I could fit it in there and cut it and get it really nice so that one piece kind of wrapped around some of the corners and there were less gaps. But these pieces fit in good enough anyways, which I'll actually demonstrate right now. They fit in good enough anyways, and I want to save the big pieces for, I want to save the big pieces for like set stuff, when I have to set up sound foam in a room. Those are going to be a better option because they're bigger and taller. And interestingly enough, like this fits in kind of perfectly with the way that I'm kind of wrapping stuff around the corners and things. And it'll all be a little bit tighter in the corners when I'm done, because I've got some adhesive foam. It says to be permanent by this Super Glue company. This company right here. Super Glue, the original Super Glue. And yeah, it's foam mounting tape. Pre-cut, create 3D effect layer, double-sided, acid-free, lignin-free, photo-safe, and permanent. So, what I want to do, then I should be able to wedge a piece down in here, and put one piece. This piece will get tucked underneath that one, and it'll go underneath all of them actually. There. Then another piece. Another piece will get fit in the back. Go up underneath these ones. And at the top here, this is just a rough layout. Testing purposes and stuff. And yeah, this box is part of the reason why I don't have the singing month video done, because I did some recording where I just set up foam and stuff in the bedroom downstairs. That was great, the big foams. And I've done some recording up here with the foam set up. And then ultimately I'm like, I should build the box. It will sound better if I build the box. And so here I am building this box. And then when this is done, then I can finally go in, re-record my singing. So I am going to cut these up a bit so we get a little bit better fit. This is just like a proof concept setup right here. And then we'll measure and fit everything. But first things we want to do is get the box set up to accept tripod stand. And then from there I can cut the foam as desired. And let me show you what I'm thinking, because I've come up with a design that will hopefully work. And if it doesn't, then I can make modifications later on as needed, but it should work good enough. Because I forget the name of the YouTuber. Sorry if you see this, you probably won't, but his design basically, you modify your microphone stand so the pole comes up the middle, goes up to the top, and then you screw it on in place. Holds this up nice, and then he used like a gorilla type tripod to wrap around with an adapter to hold the microphone in there. That's great. I don't have that adapter. I'm trying to work with what I have. Also, I chose a tub that had these lids pre-attached, so it would be all there. Don't worry about losing the lid. Really easy to then just close up and keep under storage if I need to. But so what I'm proposing to do is this. Let me pan the tripod up. So here's my Amazon Basics microphone stand that I unboxed. One of the videos where I mentioned that thing. I've gotten quite a bit of use out of this. And with this box here, you know, with the original design, it kind of felt like this is not going to really be utilized. But it still will be utilized. There still will be plenty of scenarios where I'll have this separate, because it has a mic, but not in the box, because the box would be too awkward sitting off camera. So here's what my plan is. My plan is to actually bring this back a whole bunch. About there looks good for now, for testing purposes. So what I want to do is I have this, right? So what I want to do also, this will probably have to be raised up a bit. Well, but I'm going to put it back all the way down for now. So what I'm proposing to do, since I don't have an adapter to have this piece go straight up vertical, be the support, what I want to do is have it about like this. Okay? And then I'm proposing that we mount the box onto it. Okay? But then we have a hole in the back so that it makes an L shape. So from the side there, we're looking at a configuration like this. It will be mounted somewhere in the middle. Now, I don't think that that will be enough to actually support this and prevent it from wobbling around. It would be like a scenario where if you don't bump it, you're okay, and it won't really wobble. Because I see that the, what am I even showing? There we go. I see that thin bar like this, which should actually be more like that. Yeah, I see a thin bar like this, going out a hole in the back, and then one on the bottom. It makes a nice L shape, which is usually pretty sturdy, you know, even L shape. But because it's thin, I don't think that it will prevent this from having any sort of a wobble like this. I don't think that will really work. The advantage with this, though, is then I still use the microphone clip on this thing to adjust, and if it sticks too far out, then, you know, let me set the box down. Then, of course, I can just take this, go like this. It's not 100% ideal, because as you can see, then we get this large pole sticking off of the back. But for now, it's the design that I want to go with. I would like the straight vertical design because it's a little bit smaller, a little more workable. as far as the space that you can put it in. I'm not super worried about space right now, especially since if I do have people over to record in this thing for dialogue, voiceovers, or whatever, for short films or anything projects that I'm working on, even myself, setting up, I could set up front room, I'll have my studio upstairs eventually to do it in, could go into the bedroom downstairs as long as nobody's there. Just find a space that's already quiet, and then set this up, and I'm not super worried about it being small in the corner, especially since this will collapse back like it was as a tripod. I want to see really quickly where that puts this in terms of, because his was right in the middle, so this, I actually need to mount the microphone on this, see how I want to put this. Also, worst case scenario, if I end up this design doesn't work and I have to go with the other design. Well, another thing too, if it really is unstable, I'm thinking another option would be then I'll make a piece that will go off the top like this and then stick out the top and add that final bit of vertical support. But, there we go. So now that my microphone's in, it can actually be scooted back a bit, like that. So the microphone's in, and then we have this center, that's kind of actually sticking out of the front of the box a bit. Not what we want to do. It's already not off to a great start. Maybe I should grab a deeper tub. I don't know. I just like this design, and it was about the size that he used. That's about center 6 out. Oh, wow. Now another, concern about this sticking out quite a bit is, where is it? Oh, yeah, this. This is the foam cover for the mic, which will be on. Doesn't fit on all the way. I mean, it doesn't have to fit on all the way, I don't think. We're just introducing an air pocket in the front squishy area, which is actually kind of good. I mean, especially if you're outside, that's kind of the principle of a blimp. So, you put this on, it's going to stick out even more. Can't pull this too much farther back. Is there anything else that I could do? Because I'm thinking if I did do vertical position, and there's definitely no way I can't have this just like that, with this piece just barely poking through. That's not enough stability on the top. It needs to be stable. And I still also have to try and avoid building that secondary piece that somehow sits onto here. I'd have to get some metal or something that would bend to shape. And I have to cut it out. That's a lot of work that I don't want to do. Actually, no, not metal, clamp. I was thinking like a clamp could work to clamp onto here. And then from there, I just have a rod or something that I somehow attach. I don't know. I'll find something if I have to. So, it looks, it's not ideal how the microphone is sticking out. I should probably look at his design first again to see how he had it. Because also with this microphone too, this is a shotgun microphone. And so, with the box there, the diaphragm's back here. All this space is just to reject noises from the side. It's a directional microphone. So more sound coming from the front will pick up this better than anything coming from the sides. The sides are going to mostly be blocked off with this design. But it still does stick out just a little bit. I can scoot it back more if I need to. But yeah, and sticking out to the front a bit, I don't think is too much of a worry. Because we still got, again, there's me, I'm standing in front, creating that extra block, for this setup. So I think we're going to go with what we have. So let's first of all take our expensive mic off, and I'm going to put you back in your case. Dude, this is $350, I think? $400? No, yeah, this was $400, but I paid $350 for it. Because this was right when Performance Audio closed their Orem location down. I never found out why, but they closed it down. And so, I talked to them because they have a Salt Lake location. They had one in stock. And they said, hey, because you're coming down from Orem, I'll give you a discount. Now, the other thing, too, that I'm going to do for this, because the original video, he used some step-up drill bits. Those are kind of conical shaped, and you drill slowly in to make the right size hole. I don't have that. I'm going to use a solder and melt my way in. So, that's what I'm going to do. But, first of all, we need to measure and mark some stuff off. And figure out about how big our holes need to be, because I want them to be pretty small. So first of all, got my measuring tape. Get my pocket knife out just in case. So, yeah. Oh, and I forgot to grab a marking implement. I actually have one in here, though. I should have. Yeah. Pink, purple marker. Okay, so. First of all, what I want to do is go ahead and close these flaps, get them out of the way. There we go. Let's see, it doesn't really matter which is the bottom and which is the top, but we'll do it this way. First, I need to measure, not counting the door, measure from the front lip to the back. Go ahead and lock that. And I need to find my way to half. So we are sitting at 1 foot, about, which is 12 inches. I'm curious, what does the little advertisement there say? This says it is 21 3/4 inch long by 15 3/8 inch wide by 12.5 inches high. Oh, yeah, because normally it goes this way. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, wow, that's actually really easy. I'm glad that they worked with a nice, easy size. So that's 1 foot, or 12 inches. Make a mark at 6. So, there. We have our mark at 6. Right there. I can see it. You probably can't. Then we need to make a center mark the other way along that same line. So let's go ahead and undo our tape measure here. Stretch it out again. This time we're looking at our 13. Wait, what? I'm getting about 13.5 this direction. What does the blurb say? Maybe I should have worked on the top so that I can. So 15 3/8 wide width. So we got height. Please tell me that they did not bumble up there. Width. This should be width. I'm getting 13.5. They're saying 15 3/8. What is this? That's our 12. 21 is pretty big. This has to be the 21 length. Oh, wait a minute. Are they measuring this? Oh, they are. So they're not measuring the actual space inside of the tub as much as they are measuring measurements for the overall entire size. So you know, okay, this is how much space about this tub is going to take up total, not how much it can fill. They do have the fill listed in 12 gallon, 48 quart, 45 liters. Okay, so that explains something. That explains some weirdness there. So now it answers, yeah, this is actual full lip, comes all the way up to the front. So you do want to measure from here to the back. But for the sides we do want to measure from the side. So 13.5 from their measurement of 15 3/8 or so. Yeah, this is 13 and a half. That means, oh, I didn't do math before I took, so let's see. Math time. 12 divided by 2 is 6, plus 1/2, because the 13 divided by, that's the 1 divided by 2 is half. So we got 6.5. 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. That's correct. 6 plus 6 is 12. 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1, so 13. And then let's add another half. So we got 6.5. Cool. Then we need to add a quarter onto that. So I don't know the names of all these measures, but actually, funny thing, our original mark was actually relatively close to where we need it to be. So let's line up with our original mark. So there's 6.5, which needs to be right there. 6 3/4, I believe. Alright, okay, so yeah, there we go. We now have our mark for that side. Cool. So, yeah, that sounds good to me. And it doesn't have to be like 100% perfect. I think it's a little more so need to be perfect for this design so we have balance with this shape going on. Oh boy, I hope this actually works. And then also, I was thinking, if making the holes does affect the sound, and I end up not needing some holes, I can always take another piece of plastic and glue it back into place. So what do we got for this here? This is the 18. Not quite 18. Well, it's close enough. So it is 17 3/4 inches. Woohoo! A number that I don't work with very often, but so. First of all, the big number. 17. 17 divided by 2 is 8.5, because 8 plus 8 is 16. So yeah, that's 8.5. So we're looking at right around there. 8.5. And then quarter, so 8.5 plus a quarter is 8 3/4 plus an 8. This will be an easy finger counting sort of so we have a, ouch, tiny one.
Yes, they are. You bet.
Wait, actually, 8th might already be marked off. Am I doing pointless counting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They do have 8s marked off. Easy, easy. I don't really know much about rulers and their measurements on there. I used them, but not enough to tell you what each thing is. It's not in muscle memory. I have this with me always, but last time I used it was months ago. So, alright, so we need to do 2, so 8.5. So that would probably need 8, quarter, 2 8, 3/8, sorry, half, okay, so we need, we need 8, so we need 3/4, so, right, I see the mark right there. So, and we're going to try and eyeball center as best we can the other direction, so it needs the, ah, dang it, that was off because I'm not looking straight down at it. Needs to be up there. Yes. Make longer lines so I know which one's actually, because That's my mark there. Now let's measure the other direction. Which the other direction is weird because it has these little insets and outsets and insets. I'm gonna measure the shorter one just because. Shorter distance gives me 12 and 3/4. So, okay, math again. That's gonna be 6. Didn't we already do this number? Oh yeah, we did. So I'm actually just gonna turn this thing upside down. Well, that was 13 because I'm measuring the wider side, so it's close enough. I'll just go with the same number as the wider one, which actually, thinking of it, we have to now, so that the holes line up right. So, okay, so this one, this mark was 7 3/4. Yes, that is 3/4. So, the long line is what we need this one to be lined up with. This one, we need to draw this line at 7 3/4, which is actually right where our two previous lines intersect. That is, wow, you're good at idle on stuff. So, woohoo! Now I'm going to plug in my soldering iron and be careful not to burn myself.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
There we go. There's actually a little solder on the end of it. So I am going to grab should have had it heating up while I was doing the measurements, but I've got a little wad of toilet paper here, not recommended for this sort of thing, but I'm just going to use it to carefully wipe the solder off the end. When it gets hot, you know, I'll just kind of like do a this number and hope it works. Because I don't know where my steel wool is. Actually, I probably do. I just don't want to go back downstairs to dig for it. Okay. Once we get this down and we know this design works good enough, then we'll proceed with stage 2. Which, oh no. We have a problem here. I'm gonna have to take you guys off of. Oh goodness, there is a crack inside of my only mount for my phone, for my selfie stick, and yeah, that's not good. And I don't know where my other one went. This is scary, because I don't want my phone to pop off and get ruined. Well, here. I'm going to put my phone back in the mount. And then I'm going to go actually grab some tape. Okay, so I found my Scotch tape. Yeah, no duct tape. But just going to carefully wrap that around the underneath of this. Just to help hold it on like so. So now what we have is that. Not ideal, but hopefully it will help prevent that from falling off. And I'm going to try and put some super glue, some E6000 on it. Amazing E6000. And hope, cross your fingers my phone doesn't fall. It's a relatively tough phone. I did accidentally drop it once in my phone case and the protective part was open, and it got a little scratch on a very small, tiny corner of the screen. Let's see how hot our soldering iron is now. Oh, it's plenty hot because the solder is wiping off. Okay. Good enough. There we go. Okay. Now let's make our incision. It should be right there. Watch the excess solder bead up. There we go. There's our hole. Not big enough, obviously, and also this thing is now black with plastic. But you know what? You know what I'm going to do? Very carefully set that down right there. Go into the kitchen. I'm going to turn on the kitchen fan so that we have, it's not directly above our work, but it will help funnel air that way and all the toxic fumes. So we need to make our hole. Now how big does this hole need to be? Curious. A little less than 1 inch. So I say we stick it in. We just kind of, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to just kind of melt radially around. Make our hole bigger. There we go. Very toxic fumes. Smells too. Okay, let's come back for another pass. Thinking the step-up bits would have been a little bit quicker, a little bit easier, but hey. Got some. Yeah, they're watching some video in the other room. Probably something on Facebook. Okay. We're gonna actually measure that. So, carefully set our soldering iron down. Not big enough. Bigger, as I suspected, but we're getting there. Here, 1 second. Okay. We're back. this side. And if I really want to, I can go with a knife or a razor and really clean that off. There. Okay. Let's make sure that it's cool and dry. Not completely cool, but so close. So close. Okay. Okay. Still a lot around there, but it is cooling. It's not sticky, so. Just barely. So I just want to melt a little more down on the bottom. Oh. Yeah, got myself a little bit, but nothing serious. It was just a quick second touch, so we're good. We are good. Got vitamin E oil in the other room, so we are super good if I burn myself. Okay. Oh boy. I'm gonna turn off the soldering iron for a second, just to, oh, I fit this, it, still a smidge tight, but it fits. There's actually a little bit of wobble room, but that's gonna be once you get it on there, because of this end thing here. So I might have to like find a piece of foam or towel to wedge in to fill in that excess space so there's less wobble. You know what I'm actually going to do, because I want to make this really nice, I'm going to melt, let's turn you back on, I'm going to melt a little more out of the top, so we make sort of a nice cavity that it wants to naturally rest in. Okay, shut you back down. Ooh. Yeah, I did nick myself with the, but that's not too bad. It is, it's not painful. And I've got vitamin E1. So, let's see. That, then, still around the sides, I'm going to widen those a bit. But for now, it's got a little place to rest. It's cool. So, apps that I should have looked into, and I think my mom has one, but it's packed away in storage where I can't get to it. There are these attachments, and she has a whole iron for it. But you buy a cylindrical metal piece that goes on, it makes a hole in plastic that's big. And those are meant for replacing toner yourself by refilling the actual powdered toner inside of a cartridge. Save money. Gosh, if I had that, could have used that maybe. So the reason I'm stopping, big reason I need to decide on something here is how big do I want to make the bottom hole? Because the base of this thing is much bigger than the top of this thing. So I need to decide where exactly do I want this. So currently that puts it right about there, which sitting on the couch, good level, you know, that's if you're being comfortable on the couch. Yeah. Okay, that's a good mic level. And then that puts us well on to the bottom. Now if I wanted to raise up a bit, like, for example here, not as comfortable, but I do have the stool. So if I were to sit on the stool, I would be much taller. Let's just bring the mic up to my mouth level for singing on the stool. Right about there. Would that mitigate with where the hole has to be? So that actually does completely mitigate the base here. If I do make it not quite as big, make it then, well, that's the problem, because I just realized it doesn't matter in the bottom hole small, because I was wanting to make it small enough that, you see what I'm showing that. Well, I was wanting to make it small enough they would rest on this, add a little bit more that way, but I have to think about getting it in through the top too. It's certainly wider than that, and this piece, like even this section here is wider than that. Coming in from the bottom is also much wider than that, like way wider than the top probably. Well, oh wait, no, actually, hold on a second here. Nope, it doesn't come out. Even if I unscrew that all the way. Okay, so, well. Okay. Yay. Putting that doesn't change anything. Yeah, and this piece. How did they have it? Yeah, they have some sort of a weird grippy system up at the top of this. So that's no help. That won't come off. And yeah, the bottom I'm sure is not, because they have, yeah, they have a little rivet down there. The only thing that's holding in is that. So this might be a spot where I just decide melting is too slow and I try and cut it with a razor or something. Plastic also can a lot of times want to crack when you cut it with a razor. But also I think if I'm melting a straight line, it would go faster. I might not have actual feasible producto here. Now let's think positive thoughts here and start by unscrewing this. Like, so I have to live it off of that side. I wonder if I actually had it like this, would that, no. I'm trying to think if I had a hole that would fit on this and then kind of bend over, but it's just not going to work. Because also the mic stand that he was using didn't have this boom on it. And I would have used a straight up mic stand, normal, but I don't have one. I want to make that big of a hole in this thing? No. No, I don't. Not at all. You know, I don't want to do this either, but in the interest of a small hole, I could please snip off the rivet from the bottom and just let this slide out. But then you lose the ability that you won't lose this bottom piece when you just pick it up if it's loose down here or whatever. So I don't know. I love this mic stand, and I don't want to. I could also use a light stand as well. That actually gives me an idea. Because you know, I can always look for a tripod or mic stand at thrift stores and whatnot. See if there's one there. I'm gonna go grab one of my light stands that I think would feel good. So, I have two other light stands. Okay, I've got this light stand here. Is one of them. What I'm thinking is, because like I said, I can always look at thrift stores and check online, see if I can find a cheap, really cheap tripod that's like a light stand that will fit. What I'm thinking is this. So, if I make a bottom hole, that will fit this piece here. Then I've got this right here for support. I can also even unscrew this. So pretty minimal bottom hole there, you know. And then once I get this inside, then I can screw this piece back on, which I'm doing. Make sure it goes back on, make sure I don't lose it. This piece right here is for this top section, which is tough to get out, so I won't. We got this section here. So this will actually solve our structural problems. The other one not being vertically stable. This one will be vertically stable. And then that hole in the back actually isn't a lost cause because I still don't have an adapter for this or for a tripod mount. Well, for a tripod mount, because this goes all the way up to the top, and then you put your GorillaPod type thing on there. I don't have an adapter for that, which, let me tell you guys, you look funny. I don't know if that's any better or not. But, with this design, then what will happen is I'll take this and undo this one. This won't fit. What? Yeah, I could get it to fit. This will stick through in that way from behind, making it even more bulky because it requires 2 tripods. But, then I can use this as soon as possible, until I find a good mount, good adapter. This is also actually interesting because I'll probably still will do this at some point, but I want to get together with my friend Ammon and do a nice semi-professional edited video, like the candy trying videos we've done. What I want to do is I want to compare my my UFO Photo Pro with that Vivitar tripod that I got, because I've really gotten more use out of the Vivitar tripod with its head on top, its ball mount, because I can angle my camera in some more places. But I wanted to see if there were any other differences, and maybe I'd take that ball mount and put it on the UFO Pro. But that'd be an option where if I did get an adapter to put my mic clip onto the... Hold on, actually. I am dumb and realized I might already have a solution. So, I do actually have a solution. The solution is this. So that hole in the back, it was a waste. I made a design that don't will work now because it definitely won't work with the stage that I'm at. But I have this right here. This came with my first microphone that now is at Ammon's house. Channel is Total Fusion. Yes, it's named after my song. Can I get this to actually untwist? Show you guys what it's for. I got pliers here. This will help. So I grab on like this. Pinch myself in the process. But if I grab it like from side, well, I am not getting this to unscrew like it's supposed to. But what this is supposed to be is a real cheap hot shoe mount for... It's supposed to be a hot shoe mount for your camera. Well, a cold shoe in this case because it's not like actively getting power. But it goes on top of like a DSLR camera where you put a microphone sometimes, or sometimes they'll put an extra flash that's brighter than the one on the camera itself. But this also happens to have a little tripod screw hole on the bottom. It's cheap. It's made of plastic. Let me go get one of my tripods and really show this idea off. Oh, yeah, I can't find the tripod that I am looking for, but I did find its relative. This is the Vivitar tripod that I like so much. So, as you can see, this piece screws on, at least it should still. Screw on there without. Okay, so it does screw on. Will that actually give me grippage to, nope, doesn't give me grippage, that's okay. So, this would be like this. Of course, with this piece on there, which the screws has come undone from this is the big issue, so I'm actually have to go and grab my E6000 and try some of that on here and see if that holds it in good enough for the time being. But the point of this is then, you know, this wraps around inside of the box. So essentially what we now need to do is make a hole on the bottom and a hole on the top that are the same size. Yeah. And I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to actually get some step-up drill bits. Here's the thing. I almost bought some step-up drill bits from Harbor Freight that were on sale because I figured I don't use them very often and do that, but then why not just get some actual nice step-up drill bits that will last longer in case you ever need them, because, I mean, who knows, years down the road when I'm a dad, my son needs to build something, I need to build something. I don't know where my film career is going to take me, especially in my mission. So, yeah, I'm going to take you guys on a little trip with me downstairs. We're going to get some step-up bits. Or, no, we're going to... We're going to glue some super glue, some Gorilla, no, not Gorilla, sorry, some E6000, and we're going to glue this back into place. We're also going to look for any sort of pieces of plastic that I would have to cover the back up. Actually, let me go grab some. I have something that's written. And I'm not worried about this being super, like the same sturdiness and thickness too much. I mean, I could always get some cheap plastic from the dollar store and use that as a cover for the back. But the point is that it becomes a somewhat solid piece again. And with the foam in the front, it's not too much of a worry. But I do have these things here. These are actually really thin and really got like moths have been in here. So this is a lid for like a cheapo container that you would get like a sandwich in or whatever. What happened is we had a bunch of these lids and then a bunch of these containers at culinary school, and we used up the containers, and then we still had leftover lids, and we didn't really use them, and so not the teacher, but the catering manager was just like, we don't use those containers enough, so I'm not gonna order more containers for those lids. And then I said, hey, it could be cool project material, I'll take them. So I have a whole bunch of lids now. Yay! That's cool. They're thin, probably too thin for putting on the back of that, but that's a thing, you know, I could do if I wanted to. But, yeah, let's go grab some glue. And then glue this up. We'll look for a piece of plastic as well. And then I'll go ahead and cut this hour-long stream. And yeah. And that adapter thing is really cheap. I mean, when it came apart, it was a nice inclusion. They had a regular microphone stand mount, which my friend has. And then it also had a nice, what's the word? Oh yeah, it also had that thing. Which, the regular microphone stand mount, I mean, it's about as good as the one that I actually have on there. Not quite as tough and durable, but it was good enough for the job. Better Then the we got some Loctite here. I forget, did I already try the Loctite on that? Because, I used Loctite for a while, but then I was remembering E6000, which is here, as maybe being better, and it's better on, like, plastics and stuff, and that's what I needed it for. That's why I had 6000. We're going to go with the E6000. I think an E6000 is better than Loctite. I don't remember specifically, but I have both. There are options. What I want is I want one glue that does everything perfect, but that's not possible. So then ultimately what I want to land on for now is one glue that does everything good enough. And also I need to not put my expectations up too high. Smearing glue on a little inside of a Tupperware thing will fix the crack enough that I can use it for storing Legos or something, which it's that purple tub. There's an option. It's orange, but I don't care. Paint it black if I really wanted to. Pretty solid and sturdy and thick, and options. Okay. But for now, we just need this. And then I'll probably actually head over to the thrift store and see if I can see any, any mounts. Also, I should fix my little selfie stick piece here. Probably got broken when it was in my bag. Anyways, so we got this. I'll actually grab, and I'll also look into some step-up bits. I just need to decide, do I want to go Cheap Harbor Freight, which I read some reviews online about them. One person said they used to be good, but then he got some recently and they weren't good. So I don't know. I should also have grabbed, yes, I grabbed screwdriver here, which I need to undo that screw so that we can screw it in right. Question is, will it actually undo? Nope, not really. But it should screw in correctly. Not really, no. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go grab one of my little clamps. Okay. Clampy clamp. I just want to see how this design worked again. The clamp, so that piece goes on there. Okay. That works. I can line it up as needed. Good enough. Let's go ahead with some glue. One thing I don't like about E6000 is how the container is pretty much like a tube of toothpaste. So pretty much as soon as you open it from your last time using it, a lot of times you'll just get, because you squeezed it right, it wants to just ooze out. Just a little squeeze there. Now what I should be able to do, and fix later, is, I'm going to cut now and come back when I actually make progress on this project. See you guys in whatever's next. If you want to see the end of it, leave a like. And check out my other stuff before you get subscribed. I like to make sure you like the variety of stuff that I do, so that way you don't get notifications for stuff that you're not interested in. And click the bell icon, please, because a lot of my videos get 0 views because nobody sees them.